I'm Doug with America's Best Restaurants, and we travel the country coast to coast to find restaurants that you should dine at on a weekly basis. We're in Centerville, Ohio. It's a suburb of Dayton, just south of Dayton. We're at Archers Tavern. This is Dan. Him and his business partner, Mike, created Archers. So tell us, what is Archers all about?
It's a local tavern. It's exactly what you said. We just wanted to create a place people in the community could come, and we wanted it to be at a price point where they could come 2 or 3 times a week and not break the bank. So we're in our 11th year now. It's been a pretty successful formula for us.
And both of you guys have restaurant experience, so you've taken experiences from years past, come into this place and created a menu that you guys essentially have a test kitchen in the back where you go, let's see if this works.
That's exactly it. And in fact, we both worked for a big national brand together, and we decided, we could do this on our own. We both live in Centerville, and we wanted to bring it to our community. And 11 years later, here we are at Archers Tavern.
Love it. That's what we're out here to profile for you. Restaurants just like this that are independently owned and operated, that are run, that you should dine out on a weekly basis. So to dine here on a weekly basis, we need to know about the menu. We always profile 3 items. What are the 3 items we're going to profile here today?
Well, we're going to have some white bean chicken chili, which is outstanding. We're going to have our sticky burger, hot and sticky burger, which is made with peanut butter. And then we're going to have our homemade cheesecake. I think today, Mike's back there working on a cherry cordial cheesecake.
Woo! It's got my attention. You're watching a food show, obviously. You want to see what we're talking about. So why don't you come with us? Let's get inside and check out Archers.
Let's go.
We are inside. We've had a third member of the crew. We've got Dan. Mike has joined us.
Hello.
Thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
All right, so we said 3 items outside. Dan is a man of his word. We have 3 items. So let's go. Item number 1. What are we looking at?
So this is our white bean and chicken chili. And there's a great story behind this because every year we hold a chili cook-off. We do it out in the parking lot, and we typically have between 12 and 15 contestants, but whoever wins the competition, that's actually the chili recipe that we use for the next year. So that was actually last year's winner. Misty made that, and we swore we would never have a white bean and chicken chili as the winner, but we had celebrity judges, guest judges, and every one of them said, you've got to consider this one. So then Mike and I did the final judging, and we said, yeah, this is that good. It's got a little kick to it. It's nice and creamy.
Okay.
And that is, that's it.
Very popular.
Yeah, in fact, I think we just completed our second chili a new chili cook-off. It's the 11th one we've done, but there'll be a new chili, but we're going to keep that on the menu. It's been so popular.
I was going to ask you, does the new winner kick the old winner off, or if it's just so popular, you're like, forget it, this thing's got to stay on. This is good.
Typically, it does kick him off, but this year we're going to keep him both.
Because you might have a revolt.
Exactly.
If you take that off. Kudos. This is good, especially when they get chilly outside.
Yeah, it's unique.
Perfect weather for it.
Wow, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to finish that off. Item number 2, we're in the back. We were watching this get made. What are we looking at?
Well, this is the sticky burger, but we've added our homemade jalapeno jelly. So I'm actually going to let Mike talk about this because this was his creation. There's a story behind this as well.
Okay.
Well, when Dan and I first started, we were in his kitchen and we were trying to come up with all these different recipes of different hamburgers and different entrees that we'd want to provide. So we just started goofing around with it, and I'm like, let's do peanut butter. Let's see if anybody's doing that. So we put peanut butter on the burger with pepper jack cheese and bacon, and it's that kind of salty, sweet flavors to it. And then the pepper jelly, the habanero jelly, it came later on when we were just trying to spice it up even more. So now everybody's getting it with pepper jelly and peanut butter, and It's a great product. I mean, everybody loves it. They're always like, oh, no, peanut butter, but it's actually really good.
So how did the jelly come about? Was that trial and error as well? Or is that something back in the kitchen at someone's house?
We had a guy making it for us, and then he no longer wasn't able to do it. So Dan and I, we'd come in here, and we must have made it 10 times, 15 times, and we just couldn't get it right. So eventually we finally figured it out, and now it's huge. I mean, people love it.
One of the best sellers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then
fries, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's got our fresh cut fries, which is a labor of love for us. So every morning we take potatoes, russet potatoes, we hand cut them, and then they soak in water for anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to pull some of the starch out. And then first thing in the morning, after it's gone through that process, we'll blanch enough to get us through that day, cool them back down, and then when you order them, we make them to sell at that point, season them and put them on the plate. So within the last 48 hours, that was a potato sitting in a box in the kitchen, and now it's a delicious hand-cut fry.
Yeah.
That's the science behind the fries.
Yeah, that's right. We don't call them French fries here, we call them fresh fries.
Yeah.
Fresh fries. So come to Archers and get fresh fries.
Fresh fries. And I've got a plug too. Since you say it's on the menu, it's fresh fries. Check out the menu. It's a newspaper. So what's the story behind this? Because this is unique.
It is unique, and like Mike talked about, we were making most of these items in our kitchen 12 years ago when this was just a dream. There was a restaurant down in Memphis, Tennessee. I lived down there for a while, and their menu was a newspaper, and it always just felt so comfortable, and we felt so at home reading from a newspaper. And Archers Tavern, one of the things that was always so important to Mike and myself was that it be part of the community, it be someplace people can come 2 or 3 times a week, not get tired of the menu. It's someplace that people gather, and a newspaper seemed like the obvious choice to put on a menu. So for the last 11 and a half years, anybody that's looked at a menu at Archers Tavern has been doing it on a newspaper.
That's old school right there.
That's very old school.
Yeah, I like that. You know, unfortunately, there's so many people out there who don't know that feeling of opening the paper, getting the ink on your hands, and everything else. So it gives us older folks a chance to tell the youngins, like the guy running our camera, this is a newspaper, and this is old school stuff.
When you ask Dad for the comics, could I have the comics, Dad? And he'd give you those 2 pages, and he'd read. Yep.
Exactly. You know what we need though is silly putty, and so we can pull the ink off. Okay, for anyone like really young, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but we do.
Yeah. Now, but I'm not going to let you get out without trying that.
Yeah, we're going to
got to take a bite of that at some point.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it right now. So I tell you what, is I prepared this delicious looking piece of cheesecake.
So this is a cherry cordial cheesecake. This was another one of our staple items. I personally am a huge fan of cheesecake. So we take great time. We put the batter together. We let it sit for 24 hours so that there's no air in it. And then we cook it in a water bath at a low temperature so that it's nice and creamy. And then we sold just a cheesecake where we'd offer caramel or chocolate on top. But then a couple of the girls who used to work in the kitchen for us, Jean and Candace, they're now our general manager and our kitchen manager. They've been with us from day one. They'd come back from the store across the street with candy, and they started putting candy in the cheesecakes. So now every week we feature a different candy. This one, she said she took cherry cordial cookies, ground them up, and made a homemade Oreo crust. So it's Oreo crust and a cherry cordial cookie inside the cheesecake, topped with chocolate and a cherry.
That's a first. And by the way,
did you try it?
This is ridiculous.
It's good, isn't it?
Really? Yeah. No, I didn't. I wanted to chew while you were talking, so I'm not being rude. That is ridiculous. You would never think with that combination. Now I'm going to have to get another bite out of it. This is really good. So we've got these 3 items here. You've got a full menu. How can people find you? So I see I can get you talking in line, take another bite. How do people locate you guys?
Well, we have a location in Centerville, Ohio, and then one in Kettering, Ohio. You can find us at archerstavern.com. We are on Instagram, and that's the best way to find us.
Excellent. We have a full listing right here on americasbestrestaurants.com. Come in and check them out. You've got a couple options. Your best option is to come to one of their 2 locations, Centerville, Kettering, and just order and try this. If you come into the Dayton area, Dayton's always hosting all kinds of events. the first four in college basketball, all kinds of high school stuff. You need to check out one of these two locations and get in here and try this burger, try the soup. Don't take the soup away either. I'll be one of those people who are throwing a major revolt. So come and check out Archers. It's time for me to go. I'm finishing this burger. You've got to try this burger. So I'm just going to take another bite. You get down here, try it on your own. I'm out.